What's up, everyone? So now that we have our basic project up, we're going to go through installing PostGIS as an extension to the database, as an extension to your Postgres database. And from there, we'll see how we can query so we can return a list of casinos based on how far away they are. So this is our basic project, just a quick review. Let me get Postgres running. For Postgres, I just cut and paste the bottom. This will just keep a single instance of Postgres running that I can exit out of at any time. So right now our project is very simple. It just brings back a list of casinos. As you can see, it has a name and an address right now. During the course of this project, we will be converting these addresses into points so that we can query the casinos and return them based on how far away they are. So the first thing we got to do is install PostGIS into our system. So I already have this installed, so this might be a little bit different for you. But if you look here, you can see that I have installed here by typing brew list. And go to PostGIS Django installation. Just see what the docs say. So here it says that you'll need GEOS, Proj4, and GDAL. And in my system, you can see I have GEOS here, I have Proj, and I have GDAL. And so my system's already all set. For you guys installing it at the Iron Yard, you're probably going to be using Mac OS X and Homebrew. And here I'm sure you already have Postgres installed, so I would try brew install PostGIS and brew install GDAL, and chances are those are going to include the Proj4 and the GEOS. So I would say just try installing this one first and then installing this one, and I think that should give you all the dependencies you need. Okay, so after that we need to actually create the extension on our PSQL database. So PostGIS installation. Okay. So it's actually really simple. Here you can actually do it in one command where you type in PSQL/D, which connect to your database, then you type the name of your database, and then you type -C, which means it'll be a command, the following command, when you'd say create extension PostGIS. I'm going to do it a little bit more manually just so we can kind of make sure we understand everything that's going on. So for me, I usually just go into PSQL template 1 and then \L, I can find the database I'm looking for. So the database I'm looking for here is Casino Locator. So I can connect to it by saying \connect Casino Locator. Now I'm connected to Casino Locator, and here I can type the command create extension PostGIS. Actually, before I do that, let's just take a look at what we have in our tables in this database so far. You can do that by typing \DT. And as you see, we have 11 rows, so we have 11 tables. The one table that we added was our casino objects. Everything else is boilerplate Django. So now that we have that, we can do create extension PostGIS. Okay, and it looks like it worked. Now we can check again \DT. And you can see now we have 12 rows and we have this new spatial ref system table, and that's all it added. That's the simple PostGIS extension that we added. So that's all we need to do here. And there are other extensions you can add, but for our purposes we only have simple distance queries that we're worried about. PostGIS is very robust and there's a lot of different things you can do with it, but for our purposes this should be good enough. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is go back into our settings. And now we need to update our database for PostGIS, because right now it's just a normal Postgres database. So you can do that by doing django.contrib.gis.backends.postgis. And additionally up here in our installed apps, we're going to need django.contrib.gis. Okay, and that is it. To test this out, we're going to go ahead and add a location field to our models. And this is a new field that is specific to PostGIS. It's a point field. And we're going to add blank equals true and null equals true, since we already have casinos in the database without a point field. And you'll notice that it's not recognizing this, and that is because this actually needs to be changed to, well, I'm going to have to check another project on it because I don't remember exactly what it is. So let me check this out real quick. And it is here, django.contrib.gis.db, and then we're using models from there so that we can access point fields. So there we go. Now you see our point field is coming in fine. So back to a terminal, we're going to now make migrations and migrate. And that is it. Our PostGIS database should be set up now. So I like to test almost everything usually in the shell first. So we can do that here, and we'll just try creating a new casino object. So name equals new casino, address equals fake address, and location equals, and now this is the syntax for a point field when you're creating a new instance of one, and you can find that in the docs. And like I said, the docs are kind of messy with all this stuff, and the main reason for that is just because PostGIS is so robust. But you can find the point fields somewhere. So even I'm having trouble finding them now. Okay, so here we have point equals models.point field, and to create a new one, you'd often call it with this library. And then this is what we're looking for here. It's just a string, and inside that string, it's point, open parenthesis, and the first field will always be longitude. So I know you're used to typing latitude first, but here's longitude first always, and that's because longitude is the x-axis. And the latitude will go second with just a space in between. So we can try that here. So location equals point, open parentheses, and we'll just give it some nonsensical numbers for now. And if this creates okay, then we know everything's working. And it didn't. Oh, and I see it. Just forgot the equal sign here. Okay, and everything seems to have worked, so exit out of here. Now we can go to our serializer, and we can add a field location. And we can see here now that it was created with a point location. And you'll notice this SRID 4326, And this is just the default geographic location system that is used for point objects, and there are different SRIDs you can provide, but if you don't provide one, it will usually default to 4326, and sometimes it'll actually require you to pass in the SRID, which we'll see a little bit later. But for now, this suits our purposes fine, and I'll catch you in the next video.